Okay guys, just out in America on an MT-07 that we've rented out of Las Vegas. There's 12 of us on a variety of bikes, 10-700s, a couple of Harley Davidsons, Tracer 900s, and what else have we got? Something else, I forget. And just one of the roads we're doing just east of Monument Valley is Moki Dugway. It's a magical road. I've just been talking to Dave there, and he said it's like it's a magical road in the fact that it appears from nowhere, as you'll see in a second, because you've got this big long bluff here across the valley, flatlands all across, and then a big bluff, and you think, where on earth does the road go? 10% grade, sharp curves, narrow gravel road, next 3 miles, and you ride into it and you still think, where does it go? Where does this road go? And I'll show you where it goes shortly. MT-07, it's not my bike of choice. I booked a 10-700, but the guys at Eagle Rider were one bike short, so I gave my 10 to somebody who booked a Tiger 660, and I took the MT-07 that was left, basically the only bike they got left. So for a 2,500 mile trip around America, it's probably not your first choice. A 700cc bike with no screen, you know, it's not an adventure bike, it's not a touring bike, but I've got to say, after 1,000 miles so far, gravel, I'm really enjoying it. Yes, there's wind buffeting, obviously, without a screen, so it's not an interstate bike per se, but you know, it's done it. I've enjoyed it in the corners, I've enjoyed it in this kind of riding. I mean, in a way you can enjoy any bike in this type of riding conditions. And a very different bike to what we had last year when we did this trip. We were all on BMW R18s, you know, the colossal BMW Harley Davidson alternatives, which I've got to say weren't the best bikes, and actually I much prefer this. So yeah, if you said what do you want, a big BMW cruiser for going around America or a Yamaha MT-07, I'm going to drop back so I don't get a mouthful of dust. I would take the MT-07. Great engine, great brakes, suspension's pretty good. I can see why people upgrade it when they wanted to push on, and it starts to, when the roads are choppy, it starts to get a little bit unstuck. But I think that's part of the course of a bike that's built to a budget, let's call it. But cracking engine, it's been comfortable. I'm finding yesterday we did a 280 mile day. I'm going to go past this guy. Thanks, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, we did 280 miles yesterday, no issue at all. So yeah, what's the best bike for cruising America on? Always the same answer, isn't it? Whatever you've got. You know, I've done this road on a GS 1200 2-up, I've done it on a 105cc postie bike, on Honda CT110, I've done it on a Himalayan, I've done it on a 411, I'm now doing it on an MT-07. Which is the best? Does it matter? Of course it doesn't matter, as long as you're doing it, you know, that's always the way, whatever bike you've got. So this is it, Moki Dugway, woohoo! It was a road built, I believe, for a mining company that were operational at the top of this, because when you get to the top it plateaus out again, and it was built to give access, I guess, to the interstate or wherever's closest from here. And yeah, it's just a fantastic bit of road building, and quite exciting for people who are on an adventure. Up ahead of me I've got Roger and Jane, who are 2-up on a Harley Davidson. I think they'll be alright, you know. I mean, it's a bit washboardy. It's a little bit washboardy, but it's, as I say, we came up, all of us, last year on the R18s, including Richard. Oh wow, look at that. I'm going to try and show you. I'll show you the view in a second. I'm just focusing for the minute just on this road, but when we get around this next switchback I'll be able to pull in and just show you a little bit. Travelling in America is really, really easy. I've got to say, you know, I've organised this tour, it's one of my tours. This is a place I know really well, so I take people on the routes that I know and the places that I love personally, such as Moki Dugway. But flying into Vegas, and that was always my point, you know, I've done coast to coast America 3 or 4 times on bikes, and it's not always practical due to time and cost for a lot of people, but I always used to say, if you've only got 2 weeks, fly into Vegas, rent a bike, head east, and we're going out as far as Durango and come back round. and you'll have the most magical motorcycling experience. And effectively that's what this trip that I put together is. It's that, flying to Vegas 2 weeks, head east, you know, and ride this kind of stuff. And yeah, you know, hotels, motels are really easy to come by. You could do it in an RV, you could do it in a rental car and motel it. It's such a travel friendly destination, a motorcycle friendly destination. I've not seen any of the other guys yet. They've obviously not stopped, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing. Sometimes if people are a bit nervous, they don't stop and then they don't see things because they're a bit too frightened. But I don't think that's the case. I think they're just making progress. Just show you again. I mean, look at that. It is incredible. It's an incredible landscape. You know, I first came across America, this kind of area, not this road, but this area, in 2001 on a Trek America trip. That's where there's a big minibus, or 15-seater minibus, and a load of strangers buy tickets on it, and a driver takes you across, and we did coast to coast, and I think it was 3 weeks. And Mark's all right, Mark? Yeah. And that's the first time I came through here. And I did the postie bike trip across New York to Alaska on the 105cc back in 2012. And then I did a coast to coast with a group. I brought a group across on their own bikes in 2018. And then a GS trip with my wife through here. And there's Andy. Andy, all right? Quite a road, eh? How are you finding it on the Tracer? It's alright, yeah, cool. Mate, if you want to have a walk out along there or something. Yeah, we're in no rush, okay? Take your time. There's Dave in the trans, so we've got a transit, 15-seater transit following us on this with our luggage and stuff. Just to make it convenient, to mean that people can rent bikes that are suitable for them. You know, the problem with renting the Harleys and stuff is that they're just big bikes. Too big a bikes. We saw, you know, as a lady rented one. She dropped it in a motel car park, and it's so easy to do when your bike weighs 400 kilos. Oh, I'll get going before that van. Thanks, man. Coming through. So yeah, the beauty of a smaller bike, you know, for any trip, I suppose it's a mantra I've had for a long time. If you put yourself on a manageable bike that you're comfortable with, you can go anywhere with it, you can do anything on it. If you put yourself on a bike that you're stretching to in terms of size, weight, power, whatever, price, it can make you a little bit nervous, and therefore you hold back, you feel a bit nervous, whereas, yeah, a small bike, and it kind of made me think, you know, am I bothered that I'm not on a Tenere 700? Not at all, because actually this MT-07 is so light, so manoeuvrable, just so easy to move around like a car park or off the stand. Like, why do I need a Tenere? The only reason you need a Tenere, you see that road down there, that's the Valley of the Gods road. It goes out through that valley, it's 25 miles long, it's all sand and dirt. It's a great track, it's not difficult, but it won't be much fun on an MT-07, and it won't be much fun on a Tracer. But on a Tenere 700, it'd be brilliant. So I kind of think if you're going to do track, yeah, Tenere is great. But if you're not going to do any trails or anything like that, then, you know, why bother? Why not get something manageable, easy? Hello. Why? Oh, there's my son. Everyone all right?
Yeah. We're just checking. This is the viewpoint you meant to stop.
Yeah. You can go a bit further up though if you want.
I've been up the top, and I couldn't really see anything better than this.
Well, you go along the edge a little bit, but yeah, this is really the best viewpoint.
Yeah.
The best viewpoint. Was it good?
It's just gone up.
Who has a Harley?
Yeah. I didn't see whose it was though.
Yeah, with Roger and Jane. So that's it. MT-07, Tiger 660. Paul's managing on that. Obviously, Tenere's, we've got the 2025 Tenere's, brand new when we got them. So it'd be interesting to see what the guys think of those. So far, they seem to really love them. As you would, it looks a great bike. It is tall. It is top heavy. It's not going to be for everyone. But look at that. Look at that. If you want to come and ride this with me, I'm going to organise a coast to coast next year on our own bikes, going back to the shipping approach. I had to stop because of COVID. Before COVID, we were flying bikes into New York and doing coast to coast to LA. I had one plan for 2020, but because of COVID, it got cancelled. And because of the price increase after COVID, it pushed me down the avenue of renting, which is great, really convenient and that. But I do love the old bring your own bike and have an adventure on your own machine. You know it then. You know what to expect, and it just adds an extra level of depth, I think, when you're on your own bike, to see places like this, and then take that bike home with the stickers on and the dirt and the scratches and everything else. So yeah, so if you want to come coast to coast with me next year, New York to LA, probably be it's either June or September, 3 weeks, just looking at it at the minute. Give us a shout, go on Dorothy's Speed Shop website, www.dorothyspeedshop, and just subscribe to the mailing list, and I'll drop some messages. But yeah, I love it. I love riding America. If anybody asks me what's my favourite destination to ride, I've not ridden everywhere, nowhere near, but I love America because look at that. I mean, look at that. And there are so many tracks and trails in America that in the Utah, Nevada, Colorado area. You know, for a dirt bike, for an adventure bike, it's like Nirvana, really. Yeah, I really love. I've got to be honest. As a riding destination, love it. Because look at this, you know, this is incredible. Moki Dugway, M-O-K-I Dugway, D-U-G-W-A-Y. That's Dave's van, 15-seater. So we've been able to do some shuttle runs on an evening down to the pub and stuff, carry the baggage. And yeah, this MT-07, as I say, it is treating me well. Fuel range is also not bad, 150 miles I'm finding. And yeah, it's ugly spiker. I mean, it's ugly, isn't it? Whoever designed it obviously lived in a clay cave and never saw sunlight. You know, what kind of design is that? Who put the key there so you can't get it out very easy? But as a bike, as an engine, fantastic engine. So really, I'm actually really happy to be on it. I was disappointed, saddened that I wasn't on the Tenere, but anybody who's got an MT-07, don't discount it as a touring machine. Obviously, there's a Tracer 700, same bike with the fairing and everything else, but you know, the MT-07 still will do all that does, and actually probably give you less turbulence from the stock screen as well. So from Moki Dugway, see you later.